I've been on the Eden Prairie Fire Department since the beginning of 2019. So as soon as I got out of high school, I applied and got hired right on. I was just graduating high school and I needed a job to help get me through college. So I was looking around and this was one of the options that I saw pop up in the area. And I said, hey, you know what? I never really thought about it before, but I'll give it a try, see how I like it, see how it goes. And once I got hired, I just knew going through the academy, this is what I wanted to do. This is where I want to go. And that's kind of where I've taken my college education as well, down this road. One of the benefits of this job is the flexibility. You know, it's a big time commitment at first, but once you're kind of in and going, you can be really flexible with your shifts, when you work, how you work. If you're taking day classes in college, you can work at night. If you're taking night classes in college, you can work in the mornings here. And so there's that flexibility and the different things you can do here, different people you meet can all help you through college. I know one thing that helped me was some of the classes I was taking. There are other people here who have already been through those classes and were willing to help out. So I say, hey, I'm taking this ethics class. And somebody says, oh, I have a degree in ethics. And so that's one of those things here at the fire station where you meet all these different people when you're here and they can help you out in other aspects of your life. I wasn't given any credits in college for being a firefighter because it was a job and I was working here. Some of the credits that I got in college carried over as training here at the fire department, so that was one thing that I found really helpful. I'm currently a part-time firefighter, so we're paid for the hours that we work. When I come in at the station, I'm paid for the time that I'm here till the time that I leave. If I come in for training throughout the week, I get paid for that training, the time that I'm there. And there are also times when we might get a paged out, so our pager goes off and we come into the station to help out with whatever the call may be, and we get paid for the time that we're in there as well. I think one of the things that really helped out the most for me was kind of being able to take things a little bit slower at first, you know. I had a lot of things going on between school and the fire service and family, so it's kind of slow down, think things through. And when you get into it and start getting that planning mindset, you can really start to work through a lot of challenges, work through a lot of problems, whether it's here or outside of the fire service. When I first got into the fire service, we are assigned our squads, which have our lieutenants, our captains, and then we are also given a mentor to help us out into the fire, help us orient us to the department and the fire service as a whole. So when you join, you go through the fire academy, and it's a great academy, they put you through it. But there are times when you might need help with other skills outside of the academy, or you want to say, hey, I just want to learn more about this, dive deeper into this side of firefighting. And so our mentors that we were assigned were able to, you could call them up, say, hey, can we meet up and talk about this? And they'd come into the fire stations and help you out. We'd be pulling equipment off the truck, running through, what does this do? What does this do? And it was really helpful to get oriented to the department and oriented to the fire service as a whole. I think there are a lot of things that have surprised me since I joined the fire service, since I wasn't necessarily looking at it for my entire life. One of the experiences I've had that kind of surprised me was just the different types of calls we go on, because my experience prior to joining was TV shows, movies, what you see, you know, running into the burning buildings, carrying the kid on one shoulder and the pet dog on the other shoulder. So it's really interesting getting in and seeing how personal this job is, not only for our relationships in the firehouse, but on the calls we go on, where you're sitting there and you're taking the time to talk to people, you get to know people, you get to meet new people around the community. And it's really opened my eyes to kind of the different sides of the community that we have, you know. Not everybody's the same, there's a lot of diversity out here. And if you take the time to actually talk and get to know people, you really get to see that. And that's one of the things I wasn't expecting coming in. I was expecting it to be running in and out of places, saving the day, when in reality, it's getting to know different people so you can be better equipped to help them out in their time of need. I think being a firefighter kind of helps give a purpose for life, you know. When I was growing up, we had a family friend who would say, you know, try and find a way to help people here, near, or abroad. It's help people in your own home, your own backyard, that's here. Help people in your community, your neighborhood, your state. That's gonna be the near aspect. Or go overseas, help somebody over there, and that's where the abroad is. So that's kind of the kind of mentality I had was, well, I wanna find a way to help people somewhere. So as well, I kind of wanna stay close to home. So I'll try and find a spot in the city where I work to try and help people out. And so being able to work here and help people and get the skills needed to be able to make somebody's day better is really just one of those things that I think has been really helpful. My favorite part is getting to meet the kids out in the community. You know, driving down the road and you see a little kid waving at you, calling for you to honk the horn, and you're able to honk the horn, wave at them out the window, and just see the smile that comes across their face. Or going on calls like We go to an apartment complex and there are all these kids who run out, want to see the fire truck, and being able to show them around and turn on the lights and have them walk around the truck and see everything and look at all the equipment. And it's the best job in the world, and it's always a very good experience when I get to see the little kids running around with the big smiles on their faces. Being part of the fire service gives you a lot of skills to be able to help the community, but it also gives you a lot of skills to be able to help your fellow firefighters or those in the firehouse. So one of the things that I've been doing recently here in the fire service in Eden Prairie is been taking on the role of our equipment coordinator. So I help manage all of our equipment, all the tools that we have on our trucks, from the axes to the ladders to the nozzles that we have on our hoses and everything in between, helping make sure that's maintained and kept up well so that we can have it ready to go when we need it on a call. So I didn't really have much of that experience beforehand, but going through training here, I was able to gain the skills needed to make sure that everything we have on the trucks is ready to go at a moment's notice.